Welcome, everyone. This is Coaching in Session. My name is Michael Rearden, and I will be your mindset coach today. And today we're going to be talking about the uncontrolled mind. If we look at the mind for a moment, and we can look at moments when the mind is uncontrolled, when we are more emotional, when we are not in control of our thoughts, or if we let our actions get the better of us, what tends to be the outcome? Typically, we might feel, some type of bad regret. Maybe we could be a bit more negative because the mind that we are supposed to be in control of, we are not. But that's not the only problem with an uncontrolled mind. If we don't learn how to harness that mind, our life and our path that we kind of go on is going to start to lead us astray away from our potential, away from the places that we can attain or the goals that we can reach. There are many aspects that the mindset needs to have in place in order for it to rise to the challenge per se. It's not easy though, because it's easy to get caught up, especially in our world today. We can have the news outlets, we can have friends and family telling us what to do. And if enough people tell you how to feel, sometimes it would behoove you to pay attention, but sometimes that paying attention is not about what you truly want. It's about appeasing someone else. So today we're going to be talking about what happens to our mind and all of the shackles that are given to us, whether it be from ourselves or from others. We have to look at what would happen if we learn to unlock the shackles that our mind has today. All right, everyone, if you're new to the podcast, new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and share the video and or audio to help build a community of individuals who want to learn how to get out of their controlled mindset from others and give that control back to themselves. Because we want to understand that when it comes to mindset, there are going to be different avenues that we can go down. What I will say is we can go back when we had the most problems with the mindset. I mean, we still have problems today, people. But we can look back at the biggest recent issue that's going to be compounded as the years go on. I can see it every single day, where we had the pandemic. Huge traumas is a big deal. And I start off this article explaining the differences with that. Not so much of talking about the pandemic, but more so on the ideology of what was happening. Think of the moments during the pandemic when someone called you a hero and when they called you someone who was not doing the right thing, maybe a villain. And this was like the whole idea of mask wearing and then the mandates. We had to pick a choice. And if we understand the hero's journey, we all want to be the hero, right? Like we all want to save the day. We want to be good, right? That's our moral compass. As a human, you just want to do good. You want to be uplifting to some degree. But then you have the individuals that, if we look at it in the lens of the pandemic, were the villains, people who didn't want to follow the status quo. They didn't want to do what they were told. So we labeled them as bad people. However, just because they have their own thoughts and their own ideals, if we flip the script, the people who had a controlled mindset, those people were the villains, and the people who had an uncontrolled mindset were the heroes. And I know this might be a hard thing to grasp, but if someone tells you to do something and you blindly just follow, like you just like, yep, this makes sense and I'm just going to do it. Okay. You can pretend to be the hero all day, but when it comes to push comes to shove, when you're trying to make moves in your life, you're going to have a more challenging time making the choice, doing and following in the commitment. Not saying that if you were a person who abided by the rules, you're a hero also, but there's different aspects that have similarities into, for example, let's use sheep who just kind of follow the herd. We have to learn how to be independent. And the reason I say that is because you, yes, you, have something that no one else has. No one else has it, okay? I don't know if I have to tell you a lot more times than that. You have something that only you can do in the world. Now, there are things that you can do that other people can do, yes. But the unique way, which is you, how you were born, how you grew up. Other people would have, the same situations, but your perspective, everything, right? The different avenues, the flow of you is going to be special. And to find someone exactly like you with the exact same thoughts and feelings and everything is going to be extremely difficult. Maybe out of the 8 billion people in the world, you might find 1 to 3 people that maybe have the same, but it's so rare and you probably won't find those people. So we can operate in the sense of you are a unique thing. And even if you think of diamonds, diamonds can be unique finds, even though there's quite a bit of diamonds is regulated. But we regulate ourselves. We regulate our mindset. What would happen if we controlled our mindset instead of allowing it to be uncontrolled? So there's many different talking points in the blog. We're going to be talking about some different ones today in the podcast. The quagmire of stress and anxiety. Our world, for example, is riddled with stress and anxiety. Why is this happening? Because your mindset is uncontrolled. People are inactive. They don't take action. They will procrastinate. They will wait. They will look for an easy out. They will look for a cheat code. People will not take action readily. If you get a coach, though, I can guarantee you, your coach is going to be on your booty saying, hey, are we doing this? What's happening? Right? Now, if you're not doing it, of course, there's a reason we have to work through it. But you have someone that's going to make sure that you remain active. You keep on moving. And of course, life can get in the way. I'm not saying that life won't get in the way, but you do have to learn how to prioritize what you want to do. Because if you have a goal, let's say you're working and you don't have much time, you have kids, you don't have much time. Maybe you get a coach and you're trying to do all of these things and you want someone to hold you accountable. Guess what? You don't have to be held accountable if you don't want to be held accountable. Yes, you can, give money and, put some skin in the game and time and investment, but you might not be truly ready for change. Some people need trauma for change. For the people who have a healthy mindset, they should try to make change when they are in their best states of mind. We need to adjust. And if we can't adjust, how can we get out of that illusion of we have the time, we'll do it later? And so this goes into the aspect of the illusion of control. We think we're in control. Every single day we have some level of control, but in reality, we don't necessarily have control over what happens to us, but we have control over how we react to what happens to us. For example, let's say you're driving. Someone crashes into you. You didn't have any control over that. Now, of course, you could not have left the house and you could have stayed in the house. Yes, you have control of that, but let's say you have to drive. You have to go to work. Someone rear ends you. Very hard to have control in that situation. Of course, there's going to be certain situations. The cops are chasing a bad guy or something, and then the cops are, and then all of a sudden, you see the guy, you pull off, you are going to prevent an accident. There are going to be cases like that too. But sometimes when a car accident happens, it just happens all of a sudden. You weren't even aware that it was going to happen. It just, boom, it just happened. Out of our control. What do we do about it, right? Do we get angry? Do we yell? How do we adjust? And then the aspect of mastering the mind, we're going to be talking about that just right now. And I break everything down in the blog. But today I'm going to be breaking it down for you in a special edition, in a special way. That special way is literally just helping you understand what mindset is again. When I started the podcast, I talked about the different aspects of mindset, how mindset can help you, what you need to do in order to begin to change your life. People have begun to take the movement of mindset and they have started to apply it into their regular day and their regular life. More people are mindful today than they have ever been, but we still have a lot of work to do. This is not something that we can easily just say, yes, I meditated Yes, I controlled my mindset today. Yes, I went to the gym. Yes, I did something good. And all of a sudden, your life is put back together because it might have been shattered before. We don't necessarily know how controlled we are until we start to look at what we are lacking, what we are missing. Now, as people, we are complete people. The issue comes when we are trying to do something that goes against our natural tendencies. If you want to be a strong individual, let's say you want to be a bodybuilder, you have to go to the gym, you have to work out hard, but it's not going to be, easy peasy said for you to say, well, I'm just going to sit in the sofa and I'm going to take it easy. But if you decided that I'm going to take action for something better in my life, how much effort do you have to give yourself and still in your day? More than what you're willing, maybe? Because it's easy just to, follow life and stay on the canoe and not paddle and just kind of go where life takes you. Sometimes those moments can be bliss, but sometimes we have to give ourselves a bit of intention. So what is intention when it comes to control? Because if we think about the uncontrolled mind, that's the type of mind that is going to be overly emotional. Not saying that being overly emotional is a bad thing, but if you cannot control your emotions, it's not going to be a good thing. Jordan Peterson says that a man that cannot control his mind and emotions is dangerous. Why would a man that can't control his mind and emotions be considered dangerous? And the reason being is that an uncontrolled mind is not safe. It's almost like operating in unsafe mode, where it could just blow up all of a sudden. And we don't want that. We want our mind to be in control. We want to know what's happening. We want to have some semblance that we know what we're going to be getting into every single day. Some days are going to be a mystery. Cool, that's life. It's a journey. But we do have to give ourselves the intention. It's almost like waiting for a good moment in your life, luck, something to happen good. Why not be that good today? If you can learn how to be that good, imagine what can happen. If you don't, what happens? We become people who now are going to be focused on all of the problems rather than all of the possibilities. I'm going to worry about this problem. I'm going to worry about this. My mindset is not controlled. I'm not focused on the good of what can happen right now. I'm focusing on all of the little things that are going to stop me, that are going to paralyze me. I'm going to be more stressed. I'm going to be more anxious. And of course, if you're going to be those two, happiness is going to be hard to reside in that state of being because you're worried about everything else. You're not paying attention. This is what's happening in life. People do not pay attention to the cause and the effect of what's happening in their day. They think that if I just do what I'm told, eventually, guess what? Things will come my way. But you're not controlling your mind. You're allowing your thoughts of this grandiose life with no action to take over. Or you're allowing these thoughts of inaction and, just waiting the aspect of time that things will eventually come and go your way. There is a possibility that that can happen. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but what I will say is, why not take responsibility into your life? You should be responsible of your life. You should have control. Yet many people, they have this illusion of control. They think they're in control. They do exactly what they are told, what they need to do. They go to school, they get an education, they go to college, they come out, they work a 9 to 5, they get 2 weeks off, they work until they're 65, and they thought that they did everything right, everything that they were told, but they were led astray. It's because they haven't done the work to control what their outcome would be. They just followed through with the systematic, I guess you can say, societal aspect of how a person should live their life. But in a sense, there's truly no way for you to live life. There's no right or wrong way for you to live life. For example, let's say I'm an avid traveler. I'm going to travel the world. If I travel the world every single day, am I living life right? Because I'm not stuck in a cubicle at an office. I'm not doing what other people are doing. I must be doing something wrong, right? Because I'm an avid traveler. Let's give another example. Let's say I want to work with, camps, do missionaries and things like that, maybe spread religion, work with people who are in need of help. It's a very fulfilling thing. But again, it goes against my 9-to-5 aspect of what I need to do. I didn't get a college education. Guess what? Am I doing the right thing? As you can see, a person who chooses to live their life a certain way is not right or wrong. I can't just say the way you are living your life is wrong. It's not. You're living your life the way you want. The issue comes if you want a different life. Because the people who are hermits, who are stuck, who are recluse, who are maybe introverts to a certain level, and they're ambitious. The ambition is the key. They want something different. They want to make some changes. Maybe they want more love. Maybe they want more friends. Maybe they want more opportunities, whatever it be. If you want something, what are you doing to get it? And if you have a mind that is not controlled, it's going to be more challenging to get it because you're just allowing it to do all of these crazy things. We allow ourselves to be our greatest obstacle. How can we start to get our mind back in control? Well, I wish I can say it was as easy as mindset coaching. Mindset coaching is going to be a great way to get your mind back on track. We can look at the different nuances of the tools that I use with my clients, journaling, some type of meditation, creating awareness when it comes to your daily activities, understanding your schedule. That can be the foundation for you to control your mind and understand what's happening. And then the aspect that we always have to be looking at it almost at every moment, your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. And you have to give yourself this idea of, are you in control of that? So your thoughts, the way you think, are you thinking in a positive fashion? Typically, that's what we want our mind to be. We don't want to be thinking about the negative all the time. For example, let's say you are a business person. You have a big presentation. The positive side is that you prepared, you did everything in your power to make sure that you're going to give and do the best presentation. The presentation is going to go well. You're not going to worry about if you stumble, if you forget a word, if your slides are not working. Heck, it does not matter because you are primed and you're ready for greatness. So step into it. But then let's look at a different aspect. That is going to be the action of what we are going to be doing, right? We prepared. The thought was positive. We're not worried about the negative. But then how do we feel? Do we feel confident? Do we feel ready after it's done? Do we feel like we have this regret because we didn't prepare enough? I mean, there are many different aspects that we can be feeling. Are you in control of them? Because you were in control when you could prepare. And if you feel regret, that's going to be something that you were not in control of because you have to take action right now. It is imperative that we control our mind. Because if we don't control our mind, we might be influenced by other people's thoughts, feelings, and actions. You know, like politicians, like during an election year, if they say something that riles us up, it could be anger, it could be happiness and joy, right? Oh, yes, I believe that. Yeah, let's go together. You know, we have this path. We're doing the right thing. But then sometimes, it might not be exactly what we want to hear. So it creates this anger and this animosity. Heck, if someone came to my face and says, Michael, I don't like you. And I'll say, okay, whoa. All right, you got to take me out first to figure that out. Am I going to allow that to hurt me all day? I understand that, bullying and negative words can have a stain. Think of it as like if you have like a t-shirt on and someone spills wine on it, you wash it, you try to clean it, or you're trying to be positive. There's a possibility that even after you're done cleaning it, it's still going to be a stain there, still going to be some red there. Now, if it's a white wine, a Chardonnay perhaps, you might not be able to see it. But let's say it's red. So that means it's going to be visible and we're going to be paying attention to it. We're going to be giving our mind and our attention to something that is not going to uplift us, that's not going to be positive. And sometimes I work with individuals who get a lot of hate, just from their job, their profession. And I find it interesting how they're able to jump back so quickly, because the typical person is going to be stuck in that for a very long time. They need like a month or two just to get over it, versus other people who are like, yeah, it is what it is. Let me keep on moving. They are so much more productive. This is the top 1% now, because they are trucking. They don't care about the failures, right? The failure happens. They get a success. Cool. Feels good. Let's keep on going. They don't get complacent. They understand that they are in control of what they do, how they're thinking. It might not be easy. No one said it was easy, but they gave themselves that dedication. So in closing, The Invisible Shackles, The Pitfalls of an Uncontrolled Mindset is going to be a wonderful read. I encourage everyone to check it out. Remember, we have lived in a world where our reactions and our circumstances typically are going to dictate what we are in our day. Are we stressed? Are we anxious? Are we ambitious? I mean, there's so many different things that can go on. The better your mindset is, the better your life will be. So you have to figure out what type of mindset you need. And you have to understand something. The mindset that you create is the mindset that you need. The mindset that is for you might not be the mindset for me, and that is perfectly fine. But you do have to find the work to figure out what type of mindset you have, or the mindset that you naturally and truly should have, rather than the mindset that you may have been given. Because the mindset that you have been given might be the handcuffs that are keeping you stuck where you are. And if you are a person that feels stuck, that feels like you have more to give and you're not, check out this read. It's going to give you the tools and the resources for you to begin to take action. Because the moment you can find the key and you unlock those shackles, your whole life begins to change. When we start to look at the uncontrolled mind, it's not going to be a simple 1, 2, 3 process. My mind is uncontrolled. We have to sometimes fix all of the holes that are going to be our life. It happens at a very young age. Might happen unknowingly. If you have kids, if you're a teacher, if you don't even have that, you were still a young child. You were a kid before. Something happened in that upbringing that caused you to have limiting beliefs. Something caused you to lose creativity, to lose a sense of imagination, to get a skewed sense of justice, to follow a moral compass that might not be true to your true character. There are many different things that could have happened in your childhood. It could be a combination of them. It might just be one or two, right? And the list can go on. There are many different things that can tarnish the mind of a child in their developmental years. And then we have to look at the formative years. What's happening in the world that has influence on the mind. So there's many different aspects that a person is going to be going through at any moment in their life. And it doesn't matter if they try to do everything perfect. They read all the blogs, they listen to all the podcasts, and it's great. It's going to help your mind become more controlled. The issue is not that. The issue is going to be you're going to have so many attacks coming on your mind on a consistent basis. Are you always ready for war? Are you always ready for battle? Some people are, but some people have those weak moments in their day. They say, I just had enough. I need to go drink. I just had enough. I need to go take a pill. I just had too much. I just need to have a self-care day. I need to sit on the sofa. I'm not saying that you can't do that, but does that become your go-to way to fix the things? Do you run away in a sense? Versus, well, this sucks. I'm gonna embrace this suck. Things begin to change. Things start to feel better. It's not an easy aspect all the time, but it is an aspect that we should be paying attention to. And the moment you begin to pay attention to that more is the moment that your mind is going to start to get in line with what you want to accomplish. If you need more energy, it's going to make sure it happens. If you need more courage, it's going to make sure it happens. If you just need more exuberance and charisma, it's going to make sure it happens. It's just not something that you wake up and you wish and you desire for it and it happens. I'm not saying that the law of attraction is, it's all nil, but you do have to figure out what you can do each and every day. And of course, if you need some help with that, reach out to us here at Reven Concepts. We'll be more than happy to help you on that journey. We have helped countless people already with their mindset journey in all aspects of fulfillment. You can have, just general life problems, career problems, relationship problems, whatever it be. It all stems to mindset. The root cause of where you're stuck is mindset. So learn how to control your mind, learn how to control your life, and get to the aspects of life that you're vying for. You don't have to wait all the time. Sometimes you just have to take action. My name is Michael Rearden. I'm a mindset coach. If you have any questions, email me coachinginsession@gmail.com. And I'll see everyone on the next episode of Coaching in Session. Until then, everyone take care.